So we have this segment that we do. It's called Under the Table. And we ask each guest to pick a question out. It's kind of it's more juicy of a question. So feel free to spill some tea if you'd like. But yeah, just choose a wild question there.
What's a remote hybrid reality that leaders quietly admit to each other but won't say publicly? It's a remote. I think one reality that I've seen in my career is that this whole conflict with remote and hybrid, they're trying to appease everybody. And the reality is you got to pick one and stick with it. So I've seen a lot of struggles with hybrid because someone commutes into the office. It took 2 hours to get there. But when they got in there, their team wasn't there. So they had to get on Zoom anyway. Like there's a lot of issues with that. Yeah. There's conflict with the CEO saying, oh, if we're hybrid, that means we have to keep expanding our office as we grow. That's really pricey too, right? And there's a conflict of, trying to hire the best talent, but they're not local. Like I know a lot of founders that want to hire US talent from SF, New York. They don't want to immigrate to Canada. They're getting paid US dollars. They're happy. There's a lot of issues, but I think the thing that's unspoken is that I think most founders want 5 days a week in the office. And I don't think it's necessarily about trust. But if you really think about it, if the founder doesn't really have a team, their team is the executive team. The executive team is in the office most of the time, but you don't see what's going on their teams. And so the founder doesn't have that visibility. They don't see what's going on in sales. They're just talking to the CRO. They don't see what's going on in finance. They're just talking to the CFO. I think a lot of times a founder wants to see it. And if they see it, they'll believe it. If they see like the office humming, they'll be like, yeah, we're winning. If they see people, engaging and there's a lot of like whiteboard activity and people are going into the war room, they're like, yeah, we have this great culture. But when they don't see it, they're not sure that it's actually happening. And so I think they don't want to tell the world that we want 5 days a week in the office. But I think deep down inside, most do.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a founder's dream to see engagement and passion, and they might be worried if they're all on remote Zoom calls, there's no grit there and desire to be here.
Yeah.
They want the same passion from everybody else working that team. And people look like, oh, that's my team.
They do. And look, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I don't think that generally people are passionate working from home. And that's not to say that I want to be in the office 5 days a week either, okay? But I don't think that you're generally passionate getting on a Zoom call. I don't think you're generally passionate, sitting at home by yourself for like 6 hours, not talking to anybody. I just don't think that there's a lot of passion. I do think that the reason why I say this is when you're with people in real life, like this podcast, we are in real life in this room. I feel like I want to share more. I feel like I want to tell more stories. If I was on a Zoom call right now doing this podcast, it would be very blasé. It would be like, yep, just answer the questions. Next. Like I wouldn't feel it. And so I think there's something really genuine about humans being together, physically together, which I think is really important. But I know I'm going to get killed for saying that. So zip it.
Okay. There's mixed emotions.
I like hybrid. I like the idea of being able to do heads down and be productive because I know that when you're in office, Sally or Joe could just come by your desk and be like, hey, I need you for something. I'm like, oh, but I had time blocked and I'm a time blocker person.
Yeah. And we don't all get offices and it's really loud.
Yes.
And so the best environment is doing hybrid well. Do it well. Be thoughtful of how you create that hybrid policy. If it's 2 days a week in the office, everybody should be in the office in those 2 days. So none of you are on Zoom calls. Like you've got to do it really well.
Yeah. Schedule days, everybody Tuesdays, Thursdays.
Yep.
And then work from home the rest of the days.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's great.